on YouTube. This is episode 11 of the Super Deformed Gamescast, where we talk about all the video gamey nerdy bullshit that's happened during the previous week. And it's been a very, very interesting week. NPD, a small indie title named Fallout, came out that nobody bought. And we've got a special guest today for the second time. Dan, or as we like to call him, Z Huge, is with us
Welcome back.
today. Welcome back, Dan.
Yes,
And
good to be back.
And Dan is going to give us his monthly rundown on what happened with the NPD, which was released at 6:30 on Thursday. As everybody knows, and for those who don't know, the NPD is basically a monthly rundown of console sales for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Wii U. The PS Vita came out on top, interestingly, and Dan is here. I'm just kidding. And Dan is here to talk about what happened and why it happened, because that's what Dan does. He's smart like that. So, Dan, without any further ado, brother, the floor is yours. What happened, man?
Yeah, so the report came out last week for October. So it's the US physical sales report for the October month. Quite an interesting report. Obviously, Halo month, that was very, very big for Microsoft. Had quite a good launch with Halo. It was the #1 best-selling game of the month, which was expected. I think what wasn't expected was how much revenue was generated during that month. Usually, when Halo launches or there's a big game launch, we see the industry cross $1 billion in revenue, but that wasn't what happened this time. It was down to about 800 million. That's still slightly up on last year, but this month what was quite interesting was that Halo didn't have the same opening that it did on the Xbox 360 with Halo 3. I think sales were quite a bit down. To be honest, which I think Microsoft will be a bit disappointed in. And so that's what contributed to software sales being a bit lower this year. There was also the lack of portable sales this year, which contributed to software down. Hardware was flat year on year, and I think that was also a bit disappointing as well. We could have seen a bigger boost for the Xbox One. It did have a very, very big boost year on year, but I think some people were just expecting a bit more. For both the Xbox One and PS4 as well, because of the price that it had. Hardware was flat year on year. What was surprising, well, not really surprising, but what was quite interesting was that accessories was up year on year by about 18%, and that's really thanks to the Toys to Life market, so Skylanders and Amiibo, which are selling, very, very well.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, I mean, overall, it was just I'd say it was an okay month. It wasn't
The
an
most
amazing
surprising,
month.
the most surprising thing to me is Assassin's Creed at number 3.
Yeah, but that's because that's because of Halo, right? Though, Dan. Otherwise, well, the weird thing is that if not for Halo, Assassin's Creed would have come in number 2 or number 1.
Yeah, I mean, there was Halo, which came in #1. NBA was in its second month and came in at #2, which was actually above Assassin's Creed. And I think after Unity last year, there was a lack of consumer confidence around Syndicate and what it would bring. And I think that's why sales are down this month. There has been some good positive word of mouth around Syndicate, and I think that sales will pick up later into the year, especially next month and Christmas holiday. Will it do as well as, say, Assassin's Creed 3 or 2 or Black Flag? That remains to be seen. But I think it's starting off low, but we should see sales rise over the next few months.
So, Dan, here's my question, man. And I know Brandon and Gabe probably know this as well. So, sales numbers for Halo 5 leaked on the NeoGAF forums, and sales gaf is just it's going down in flames the past couple days.
I don't pay any attention.
Yeah, oh man, dude,
I care about games, not sales. But
it's a royal shit show, man.
It's fun to watch people just sling shit at each other.
Oh, dude, yeah. Dude, there's shit posting like you wouldn't believe on Gaff right now. And the only reason I bring it up is because people are disappointed by what Halo 5 sold in the 5 days it counted on NPD. I guess it sold under 1 million units, and that's both like physical copies and bundles, kind of lumped together. Yeah,
that's kind of crazy. Yeah.
It is. Yeah. And so I was wondering, Dan, what is your perspective on that? I mean, is that because is it franchise fatigue? Is it ill will because Master Chief Collection was such a royal fuck up last year, or is it like a combination of the two? I don't know. I was wondering, and really not just to Dan, but to the group. What's going on with Halo?
with Halo, it's a massive franchise, as we all know. It's Microsoft's biggest first-party title, and usually the software has a very, very good attach rate. With Halo 3, which came out in 2007, so just a couple of years after the original 360 released, it sold over 3 million units in its first month, in the US this is, and the attach rate for that at the time I think was over 50% or somewhere
Wow.
around there. So, you were getting a huge amount of people who owned Xboxes buying Halo day one, month one. Whereas this time what we've seen is an attach rate of just over 10%.
Oof.
So you can see it's really switched around. And
Quite a bit.
What the hell happened?
so there's a few reasons really. Halo, for one, isn't, I mean, first-party titles as a whole,
Everyone's
um,
playing Destiny.
that as well, yeah.
Yeah,
Taken King was doing, in fact, Taken King's sold more than Halo
that's
over the
fucked
past
up.
few years. So, I mean, obviously there's more time that Taken King's been out, but so over the 2 months it's done better than Halo's first month. But I guess the reason it hasn't done as well is just because first-party titles really aren't seen as the heavy hitters anymore. When it comes to Halo, I think it's not. People are replacing their purchases of Halo with other big third-party titles. So, Call of Duty, for example, is getting bigger than ever. And that's now for example, the number one shooter to get, rather than buying an Xbox purely for Halo. And I do think as well that when it comes to Halo, the previous titles such as MCC and 4 haven't done their best to keep the Halo fan base there. And I think that whilst this month is a bit lower, a reason for that is because a lot of people would have been waiting to see if
Yeah.
it was worth picking up the game. And I do think there were a few design choices that were made by Microsoft that would have driven some people away as well.
Split screen, baby.
Yeah, so I mean that would have been a minimal impact, but I do think it still would have had a small impact on sales, something that is measurable.
There's
On
just
those.
so many like big multiplayer games for this fall. I
Yeah.
mean, you got Battlefront coming out in a couple days, and then Call of
Wait,
Duty.
well, I mean, fucking technically, Battlefront's out right now
Yeah,
on EA
technically.
Access.
Yeah.
And the thing is, there's an insider, and Dan, I'm glad you brought up Call of Duty. There's an insider, I think it's Abdiel on NeoGAF, and he brought up the fact that, and he works at Best Buy, right? So he sees everything comes, and he's got access to the regional sales and stuff like that. So he's
Sure.
it's just one vertical slice, but he's a good source of which way the wind is blowing. And he said that once Black Ops 3 launched, Halo sales literally slowed to a trickle. He said
That's
there
what
were.
happened with Halo 4. Yeah.
Yeah, he said Black Ops came out and that was it. And he also said that Black Ops 3, well, he didn't say it, but apparently Activision said that Black Ops 3 is up.
Yeah.
Year
Well,
over year.
Halo 4 came out right before Black Ops 2, so it's bad timing with that.
Yeah, no, it's terrible timing.
Black Ops
And,
games are way more popular. Yeah.
well, and it's interesting because Black Ops 3 is actually selling more than Advanced Warfare did. So
Yeah.
it's actually, almost everybody predicted
Because
it to be the other way
Treyarch
around. Yeah.
is my favorite. So.
Exactly, yeah, and so that's up year over year. The other thing I noticed on the boards is there's like a rough estimate of what the PS4, I almost said PS3, what the PS4 and the Xbox One sold. So I guess the Xbox One, yeah, obviously it won the month. It came in at 307, and the PS4 came in at 275, 276. The Xbox One was up 81% year over year, which is great. The PS4 was down a little bit year over year, even with the price cut, and people were freaking out that this is a terrible October. But the question I posed to you, Dan, is is it really? I mean, if you go back, and I actually took the time to go back and look at historical October sales all the way back to 2007, right? And those numbers fall more or less in line with what you see in October. And it seems to me it's more likely it's not that because everybody's screaming consoles are dying. Oh my god, and which happens every time there's sales that don't meet people's internal expectations. But what it seems to me is it's far more likely that people are waiting for November and Black Friday to hit. Because why would you pay $350 for a console when in a few weeks you can pay $299 and get a shitload of free games as well? That just makes more sense to me. So Dan, I wanted to see what you thought about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's no surprise that Xbox is up year on year. It's Halo month, so obviously there was going to be loads of people buying the Halo bundle, people buying just the original Xbox bundle for just for the Halo 5 software itself. Last year, actually, I think a lot of people would know 2014 wasn't the best year for Xbox One in the US. This
Hmm.
year's been a lot better. I think it's up 21% um, for this first 10 months compared to the first 10 months last year.
That's good
So,
news.
yeah, the Xbox One is doing a lot better this year. And I think when we say it was up 81%, that's very, very good, of course, but I think it could have just been a bit higher. And I do think the Xbox One number is slightly disappointing. With the PS4, it's slightly down year over year. Um, yeah, people were expecting this price cut to actually do something, but consumers are a lot smarter this year. We're not seeing so many kind of, I guess, people diving in the mid part of the year, so summertime and bit before and bit
Well,
after.
yeah, and
People
that's
are
kind of what,
waiting.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's kind of what I was thinking. Is that it was a weird time for a price cut. I mean, next month is Black Friday, and everybody knows that the system's going to be down to $299. It's going to have a crap ton of games attached to it. There's going to be deals coming out the yazoo, and it seemed, people were stunned that there wasn't an increase in sales from last year, and I was just like, I don't see I don't get it. Like I don't see why people expected there to be 400,000 sales the month prior to November, which is the biggest holiday or the biggest shopping season in America. Like to me, it wasn't surprising, but I guess to some, there was a big fluffle about it.
I
So
think it's an easy way to keep yourself from being disappointed if you look at it quarter over quarter instead of month over month here, comparing October to October. Kind of makes sense, but when you have all of these huge titles in November, and we know that's going to push sales even through December, you could hold back a little bit and you don't have to be disappointed. I think it's a good month overall. I like to see that Xbox One came out on top. And despite the grim tone that you see on some of these forums, it's a good thing that Xbox is still able to eke out a month when they release Halo.
yeah,
And
I
I'd like
agree.
to see them win a little bit more too. I like to see their sales up.
Well, and Dan, before we, and that's a good point, Steve, and Dan, before we kind of segue into our next topic, I just want to pose one more sales question to you.
sure.
Since you got the biggest brain here of all of us in that regard, you probably got the biggest brain, period. Um, what do you think is going to happen? What do you think these consoles are going to push in November, from your professional opinion? Will we see both at over 1 million sales?
We could. It's certainly going to be very, very big. Um, I'm certainly expecting this November and December to be better than last year. There's some really great games coming out. The prices are a lot lower. We're seeing better deals, especially on Black Friday. There's been some leaks already of sub 300 pricing. Whether that's going to make it, super massive, I'm not entirely sure. But it's certainly going to be, well, at least in my opinion, it should be better than last year.
Well, I'll tell you
Um,
this much. I kind of performed a little experiment today just to calm my own curiosity.
mhm,
That special edition PS4 bundle, the one with Darth Vader's face on it,
Yep.
which I still think is an ugly fucking console, but people want it. I called just to see, what was happening with it. I called GameStop and I said, hey, I'd like to pre-order this. And they said, I'm sorry, we're out. And I said, okay, well, I'll call another store. And they said, no, nationally, GameStop is completely booked. Like, we can't give you one. If you didn't pre-order it, you're not getting it. And I said, okay.
Yeah.
So then I called. So then I went up I called Best Buy. I said, hey, I want to pre-order the special edition PS4 Battlefront bundle. And they said, well, you can't. I said, why not? They said, because we're all out. Every store, every Best Buy across America is sold out both online and for store pickup. And I was like, holy shit. So then I went to Walmart and I did the exact same thing. They said, we can take your pre-order, but we can't give you a console until the week after it releases because we're not going to have any left. And I'm like, good God. I don't know how many of those things they shipped, but I get the sense that November is going to be absolutely fucking bonkers.
Yeah, there's certainly going to be that Star Wars mania there. Battlefront is out this week, so that's going to provide a really really big boost to both hardware and software. EA are actually expecting to sell in more than 10 million copies before the end of this year when it comes to Battlefront, and then a further 3 million by March. So that's massive there. And then we've got the Fallout bundle with Xbox, which I'm not sure if you saw the press release, but Fallout 4 has already sold in 12 million worldwide, which is an absolute record for Bethesda and the Fallout series in general and any of their games. So what we're really seeing is a shift towards these, heavy hitting third-party titles, and they're what so they're going to be what's carrying this holiday forward. Um, so the bundles there get. Have you checked Amazon, by the way? I'm
I,
sure
I,
it will
ha-
be on Amazon.
I actually did. I checked Amazon and they still have consoles available, but all of those consoles, like all those PS4 bundles, like the Call of Duty bundle, the two Battlefront bundles, even the fucking Uncharted bundle, are all charting in the top 15 on Amazon right now for November.
Hmm.
And I'm not talking like the hourlies. I'm talking like the monthlies. And I think the Halo bundle is in there as well. But the weird thing about the Halo bundle is that it was $4.99. And I was like, man, and I think that also contributed to the fact that it didn't sell more, because I was like that's in a day and age where consoles were $3.50 and you get them for $2.99 now, $4.99 is a lot to ask for.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That seems fucking pricey to me. Speaking of the holidays, there was a big release this week, and we got another one coming up next week. Fallout came out this week. As everybody I assuredly knows, and I know I've been playing it. I know Brandon and Steve have been playing it. Gabe,
I haven't stopped playing it.
yeah, I know, man. God, this game is so fucking.
I'm playing it right now.
That's why Gabe's so quiet. He's like, "Fuck you guys, I'm playing
Yeah, I was
Fallout."
wondering what Gabe was.
I don't know. So I kind of want to take a minute and starting with Brandon, I would like to go around the table and just get everybody's thoughts right now. Now that we're all probably 20 plus hours in, Brandon, what do you think?
Yeah, so I got 30 hours now. I guess I'm level 34.
Damn,
And
son.
Yeah, I'm making my way pretty much through to the end of the main story quest. So like it goes some places in a way that Fallout 3 just never even tried to do. Like they just didn't give a shit about trying to tell like an actual main story in Fallout 3.
So there's an actual narrative now.
Yeah, I mean, and it it ties into the game in a big way that Fallout 3 just kind of never did.
That's awesome.
I mean, I won't compare it to New Vegas because I don't feel like that's a fair comparison. I'd rather just compare Fallout 4 to Fallout 3.
What do you think about and then Steve, I want you to give your opinion on this as well. But Brant, what do you think about the gunplay as opposed to Fallout 3?
It's night and day, but the performance on consoles definitely hurts the gunplay. I mean, I find myself using VATS just because of how much of a pain in the ass it is to aim at like 20 frames a second or whatever.
I haven't seen that.
If you compare it to Fallout 3, I think it's a vast improvement. But if you end up comparing it to other games that have gunplay now, like Destiny, which I think has set the bar really high, it's not nearly as smooth. Especially the melee combat. For me, it's just like I'm trying to hit these little mongrels and I can't
use melee combat.
I don't even fuck with melee. Yeah, I don't.
Before you know it, those little radioactive rats are on your ankles.
Yeah.
And come on, you can't get those things off.
Oh man, I just use VATS for like the bloat flies and all the little bugs flying around. I just use VATS automatically.
No, I agree. I'll agree with you. And for me, it's not a frame rate because I haven't actually had hardly any frame rate drops. I mean, I guess I'm lucky.
The frame rate's an absolute disaster on PS.
I haven't had any frame rate issues at all or any major bugs. What I will say is that
that's crazy because I was seeing massive frame rate issues as soon as I stepped out of the vault.
Well, let me ask you this: Do you have an SSD in your
No.
PS4? Okay,
Nope.
see, I do, and they actually released there was an article that says that Fallout 4 will run better in your console if it has an SSD.
I believe that. That would speed up the loading. That's not going to fix the frame rate.
I don't know, but I mean, I haven't had. I mean, I've seen a few frame rate drops when shit gets really really crazy like indoors. But
there's some times where you'll go into an indoor building that is just like locked 15 to 20 frames. Like it goes to like 15, then it'll go to 20, and it never even comes close to 30 for like the entire time you're inside the building.
Yeah, I don't know. Gabe, what about you? How's it performing for you? But you're playing it on PC though, actually, aren't you?
Yep.
Yeah.
Very smooth, 60 frames per second.
For Master Race.
Couldn't ask for anything better.
I know Brian's listening right now, and I know he salutes you for that.
The only reason I got it on PS4 is because my PC is a jet engine.
It's loud, huh?
I have a 970 and a decent CPU in it, but like I don't like to play games while that thing is blasting at 100 decibels. Yeah.
Oh, that's horrible.
I need to actually like replace the fans in there. I think I need to clean out the CPU cooler because I have like a monster CPU cooler block in there that gets all jammed up.
Just wear headphones.
It's too loud for headphones. I mean, I'm wearing headphones right now as I'm recording, and it's insanely loud.
Yeah, it is pretty loud.
I'll say the use of cover is kind of tough too. There have been plenty of times where I've tried to shoot through a hole in a wall or
Yeah.
come right up to a fence.
They added the Wolfenstein: The New Order cover system, where if you just kind of like creep up, if you're like looking at the edge, and then you press the aim down sight button, it'll actually like peek you around the corner.
I had no idea.
Yeah, they did that
I
in
just
Wolfenstein.
I just found out about this right now.
Yeah.
Trying
Okay.
to find us.
All right, so you know what? And here's my biggest criticism about Fallout 4 is that it does a really shit job of explaining its systems to you.
Yeah. It takes a lot. Yeah, it took me about 10 hours to even figure out like what the hell was going on. And I played Fallout 3 and all the DLC. Yeah.
Yeah, I had to look online to figure out fucking crafting and building a settlement, which I haven't even really fucked with yet because that just doesn't interest me at all.
I've come to realize that it's really easy to make successful settlements with a minimum amount of effort, as long as you don't care what they look like.
Oh yeah, it's the
If you want to
apocalypse.
put everything floating in the air.
No,
Pretty
no,
much.
I mean not even that, not the glitches, but just like if you don't care about making the buildings look cool, it doesn't take a lot of effort just to place like the food and the water and the radio tower and some
If you just
generators.
want to throw
That's
some beds in the streets and be like, there you go, guys, have it.
Well,
Take
no,
a
you
nap.
can't put the beds in the streets. They have to be sheltered. But yeah, like you can just throw beds. You can fit as many beds into a little room as possible, and it counts. They don't have to be arranged in any sort of way for people to be able to sleep in them.
And
I did
sleeping
put-
bags are just as good as queen size beds.
Yeah.
I did manage to squeeze a bed into a bathroom. I was pretty proud about that.
Yeah, I have several bathroom beds.
Yeah. Even in the apocalypse, I'm a big fan of convenience.
Sure.
So,
Well, especially.
and something else I wanted to point out about Fallout 4, and I'm sure we're behind the power curve with our, compared to Dan in this regard. But I guess on day one, Fallout 4 sold 1.2 million copies on Steam. On
Yeah.
day one,
great.
and it set some kind of record too. There wasn't it like there were more people playing it online than Grand Theft Auto 5 when it launched.
It set the record for most concurrent players of a non-Valve game.
That's fucking
It's
insane.
over 400,000, I believe.
Yeah.
Good God. I mean, good. I mean, fucking.
Yeah,
what
it's
is it?
pretty crazy. It beat
What?
Skyrim, it beat GTA, all that.
1.2 million day one on Steam. I don't even want to think about what it did on consoles.
Yeah, that's wild.
That's nuts. And you know what? I said earlier. I said a month ago, Fallout 4 will not. There's no way it'll match Black Ops 3 in sales. I don't know anymore.
I don't know anymore either.
I mean,
It's going to be close. It's going to be fun to see.
I think
I
it
think-
deserves
I
it.
still think Call of Duty is going to take
Yeah,
November.
it's I mean, Fallout 4 has grown massively compared to previous games released by Bethesda, but it's not quite at that Call of Duty point yet. But who knows?
I think
they
the
already
lack,
shipped-
the
Sorry,
lack
go
of
on.
polish. So yeah, just the lack of polish is going to keep people off. If it was a polished product, it would sell like twice as much as it is right now.
I think that and that's the other thing, and so the reviews for Fallout 4, they're great. It's got an 87 on Meta, and there's nothing wrong with that. Fallout 3 got a 93. Skyrim got a 92.
Yeah, Fallout
I-
4 is so much better than Fallout 3 that it's like a 95 game that they just has so many bugs that it got an 87.
Well,
I think,
and
I think I called 87, right?
no, you did. You absolutely no. Yeah, you hit it right on the nose. And you know what? I'm glad it's got an 87 because it seems to me that people are finally stopping. Bethesda no longer has a free pass on this shit. And they can't. I mean, it is time to improve that fucking engine. I haven't had too many issues, but I know other people have, and it's getting to the point where okay, Fallout 3, okay. Fallout New Vegas was fucking atrocious. I mean, that was one of the most bug-riddled games I've ever played. Skyrim had all kinds
I
of
bought
fucking...
the 360 version of New Vegas at launch. It was a
Oh,
disaster.
it was a disaster. It was fucking awful.
Yeah,
Skyrim was loaded with fucking bugs, and I haven't encountered any yet, but I'm waiting. It's a matter of time. And
I feel like Fallout 4 is a far less polished product for its time than Fallout 3 was, even.
well, you know what? I wouldn't be so upset about it if I hadn't played games like Dying Light.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
I feel like the Dying Light comparisons to Fallout 4 are pretty easy to make.
because Dying Light had a huge map, and it was, graphically it was a better looking game than Fallout 4 is. And
Yes.
don't get me wrong, Fallout 4 is a great looking game. I've heard people say, oh, it looks like Fallout 3, and I'm like, no, it doesn't. Shut the fuck up.
It looks like a really good looking cross-gen game.
It does. It really, really does. It's a beautiful game. But Dying Light is a gorgeous game. This is just a good looking game, and Dying Light runs great.
Oh
You
yeah,
know, I mean, it for what it is, it runs great. And so, look at The Witcher. The Witcher 3 was, I mean, that world is bigger than Fallout 4 is, and The Witcher
yeah.
3, I mean, it had its share of glitches, and the frame rate wasn't incredibly perfect, but that was
I
when
played it on
that came.
PC, so
That
yeah,
was
it
yeah,
launched on PC in a pretty good state.
that was one fucking gorgeous game for as big as it was. And in my opinion, there's no excuse for Bethesda anymore. There's just none. Fix your fucking engine. Do your fucking. You have to believe that this game has been in production for 3 or 4 years.
They
You
started
know?
in they started pre-production in 2009.
Yeah. So I mean, that's 6 years. There is no reason you can't do some serious quality assurance in those 6 years. Don't.
Yeah. Basically,
I refuse to believe it. So
I mean, Bethesda Softworks is still a super small studio for AAA standards. They're like less than 100 people.
and that's the problem. I mean, they need to be bigger for games like this. They need to be bigger, especially for the next Elder Scrolls game we're going to get in 2019.
Basically, exactly. Yeah.
You know, which they're working on. They've probably been working on it for years.
Yeah, it's probably been in pre-production since 2011.
Oh, absolutely. I completely fucking agree. But aside from that, I'm having an absolute blast with Fallout. In fact, I'm kind of distracted right now because my PlayStation 4 is right over there across the room, and Fallout 4 is in it, and I'm not playing it.
I was just doing the Silver Shroud quest. I don't know if you got that.
Is that the one with the jacket? That's
Yes,
sweet-looking
the one,
jacket?
yeah, it's like the superhero, like the detective noir comic superhero kind of quest thing.
I haven't heard. I haven't done the quest. I've heard about it though, and I think I'm going to do it tonight. I'm doing the Brotherhood of Steel bullshit right now.
It's kind of hard to find because it doesn't so that you get the quest giver for the Silver Shroud quest is in Good Neighbor, and he's inside of like the bar, like the brothel-y kind of place. But yeah, so you got to go in there and talk to this ghoul, and he'll give you this quest, and you get to be a superhero. It's easily like one of the neatest quests. It's a an optional side quest, but it's pretty freaking sweet.
Dude,
I
I had
think War Never Changes might be one of the best intros in gaming.
that was
I can't
great.
think- that was an awesome intro.
It was really cool. It was really really awesome to actually just get a glimpse of this world before the bombs fell. You know, and
I mean, the timeline is obnoxious.
it is. No,
The dude knocks on your door, and then the bomb explodes. Like,
yeah, I know. It's like,
Well,
by the way,
it's not from the vault salesman showing up, but
Yeah.
actually I think that's kind of telling or nefarious. It makes you suspect them right away.
yeah, I don't think that was intentional though, or maybe it was. I don't know. Maybe because if it was intentional, I mean, that's them like beating you over the head with vault.
all I know is I've got my theories about his son and Brandon. Don't say anything. I've got my theory. I think I know where the story's gonna go.
I have gotten to the
Um,
point where that part where I know what happens with that part. Yeah.
yeah,
I'm not gonna say it, but I know.
yeah.
where
Don't say it, but I think I know. I think I know where it's going.
I'll
But-
tell you it goes to an interesting place. It's
Okay.
not really like a complete letdown where that kind of goes.
It's not your standard Bethesda stuff.
It's
good versus
way,
evil.
it's way less
fucking.
yeah, it's way cooler than the whole your dad is an asshole stuff in Fallout
No,
3.
I haven't come.
I would
I
like a
haven't-
cutscene that explains why there's so much 10mm weaponry and why there's so many mannequins. That's what I would like.
So my
Those-
guess on the mannequins, I was playing the game before, and I feel like the mannequins were just set up there by the survivors to kind of like make the world feel more alive.
Kind of like Will Smith in I Am Legend.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, I can totally see that.
because there are so many mannequins that
There are a lot.
it has to be for a reason.
I actually got scared. I was walking through a dark house at night, and I had my flashlight on, and I was
Yes, some are creepy.
and I saw this thing like standing in the shadows, like, oh shit, and then I shot at it, and I realized it was a mannequin, and then I realized
When I
I
see a
was
mannequin,
surrounded by them.
I just click L1, and if it doesn't go into VATS, so.
Yeah, but no, Fallout 4 is. Dan, have you picked up Fallout 4?
Nope.
Oh,
Never
you're
played
missing.
a Fallout game.
You've never. Wow.
You should start with Fallout 2.
You should. Yeah. No, actually, you know what? If you want to play a really good Fallout game, start with Wasteland.
Maybe.
The first, like the old one, the 1990.
Yeah.
I think that's
one of
too
my
old.
favorites.
I think that's too old to go back to. You'd probably just recommend. Wasteland 2 is on PS4. You can just play that.
Yeah, just play. Yeah, I take it back. Play Wasteland 2 and then jump at Fallout.
I don't know. I would say just start with Fallout 2 and go from there. I mean, or even Fallout. Fallout 1 is an amazing game, but just I kind of feel like you could get the old school Fallout experience just starting with 2 and then moving on.
You know what's funny about Fallout? And you guys tell me what you think. I think Fallout 4 is going to push more consoles than Halo 5 or any other exclusive coming out this season. I really do.
Yeah,
Interesting.
it's such a game that like transcends even the mass market. Like it's just there's something about Bethesda games that just gets people going in a way
Well,
that transcends most other
and
developers'
that's the
games.
thing is that I've got people at work who aren't gamers who know exactly what Fallout 4 is.
I felt that like
You can't avoid it.
when
Yeah.
Skyrim came out, people who never talk about video games were talking about fucking Skyrim. I was
No,
just like,
Skyrim. Yeah, it's that's when we run around, you fight the dragons. Yeah, Skyrim. I saw the commercial for it. It looks awesome.
yeah,
I might get a console just for that.
yeah, I remember tons of that. It was kind of a weird thing because I've never seen people gravitate towards a game like that.
Although I will say this. I think Fallout 4 will push more consoles than Halo 5 did. I think Battlefront will push more consoles than any of them.
I
Because
believe that.
I remember when Oblivion was coming out, and it didn't seem like it didn't have the Skyrim hype.
No, I didn't.
I
No,
mean,
I really.
not even remotely close. It was just kind of
Well,
like,
but I mean, look at the way it was advertised. I mean, for Skyrim, you had live action commercials where the fucking the Dovahkiin was walking through the town and the
yeah,
Dragonlance. It looked like a movie. It looked like Game of Thrones, and of course you get it in the stories, nothing like that. But but I mean, dude, it's genius fucking advertising, just like what they're doing with Battlefront. I think Battlefront is going to push more consoles than any other game exclusive or multi-plat this year. Period.
I'd love to see the sales bump when that movie comes out because it's going to be pretty big.
Oh my god, it's going to be huge, especially since it's got that DLC map with that planet
Yeah,
from the movie.
because that's what I figured. My plan with Battlefront is to not buy it next week, and then I figure I'm gonna go see Star Wars in December, and then I'll come home and be like, oh, I need more John Williams, I need more all that. And
There's no way Steve or I are not going to buy Battlefront next week. It's just not going to
Yeah,
happen.
I can do without it.
The only
Steve,
question is if like when I will go back to work.
yeah, no, yeah. I'm not taking the day off, but I know Steve is. Steve's already got it on his calendar.
Yeah, I have to. It's a game I'm really looking forward to. I want to be
Ga-
right there at the top of the level. I don't want to fall behind too much, but apparently since it's been out for a while, some people have early copies. I just don't know if the servers are open at this
I
point.
almost want to get it
They
just
are.
for how good the Endor map looks.
So here's the thing. I played the indoor map today.
Did you? It's fucking insane.
Because my son and I walked into Walmart and they have what's called like Epic Weekend going on, and
Yeah.
you can walk in there and play Battlefront right now at Walmart.
I see. When I go to Walmart, I never see demo stations for anything.
I mean, the only reason I went to Walmart is to get something for my wife, and
Yeah,
I
but
saw
I mean,
it. I was
just even when I pop in, I'd swing by. I never see any demos up for anything.
No, me neither. Yeah, the screen's always black, but they had
Yeah.
they had Battlefield going, and I played Heroes versus Villains. I played the indoor map. I got on the speeder bike, and let me tell you, this is probably visually on par with the Order 1886. Just about. It's close.
And
It
twice
is.
the frame rate.
It is. Yep, and it's 60 frames. And I was playing it. I didn't see one hitch. I didn't see one. I mean, it was smooth. It was gorgeous. And I mean, people were walking by and looking at us play and going and just oh my
Yeah,
god, like
it's
this place.
definitely like a crowd pleaser game.
And dude, that's we played the indoor map and I got on the speeder bike and it was so fucking awesome. I cannot wait. Again, my only concern is with the lack of a campaign, what kind of legs are this game getting? Because I mean, the first-person shooter gameplay. I mean, like the gunplay itself, it's good, but it's nothing revolutionary.
I wouldn't say
I
so.
mean, it's certainly not on par. I mean, I still think Destiny has superior gameplay by far. I mean, and that's the thing is, I think this game is going to appeal to the far more casual crowd.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, there's no ammo. Like it's just the weapons. They're all laser weapons. You
Well, no,
start.
yeah.
You start with like pretty much like one of the best guns in the game.
Yeah, I mean it's Star Wars, and that's it's going to live or die on that merit. It's going to sell because it's Star Wars, and it's going to sell. Dan, you said what? They're projecting 10 million copies by the end of the year.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean
I see 15 happening. Sure.
yeah, I can see that, and I mean it is what it is. I think that game is going to push a shit ton of consoles, and it's going to reach out. It's going to reach out to people in a way. It's going to grab people who wouldn't normally buy a console. They're going to see it, and
it's
Star Wars, the
original.
movie's going to come out. Yeah,
It's original trilogy stuff too, so it's going to bring in the older Star Wars fans.
exactly. They're going to see how good it looks. They're going to see how pretty it looks, and they're going to say, "Oh my God, it's like you're playing a battle from Star Wars. I want to go buy that." And so yeah, which is again one more reason which I think November is going to be fucking huge. But I don't know, Dan. Can you see Battlefront selling these consoles, especially the PS4, to a crowd that wouldn't normally pick up a PS4 or an Xbox One? Does it have that kind of appeal?
that's what these games are trying to do now. 2 years into the life cycle, they are trying to appeal to people who haven't really picked up consoles yet, but also the people who have. And I think that's what's going to help this holiday become, larger than last year. I think going back to the Fallout 4 point as well, consumers are becoming a lot more aware about who's developing games, and so that's why we've seen Bethesda as an example. Each game that they develop and sell has seen an increase in sales from each one, and that's really due to the awareness of the developer and how well respected that developer has become.
I feel like that works for Call of Duty as well. I feel like people
yeah,
know who the Call of Duty developer is each year, and like they know when Treyarch's game's coming out, and that's the popular one.
Yeah, it's why Destiny, was a massive game as well. Not just because Activision pumped, 500 million into the game, but because they, they know who Bungie are, and trust that Bungie built up. People know that they're going to get something good out of them.
Yeah, I mean, at any rate, I mean, no matter what happens, this is going to be a huge fucking game, and I absolutely can't wait to play it. And like I said, I played for about, and I'm ashamed to admit, I played for a fucking hour at Walmart today.
That's funny. That's as much as I played it at the beta in my own house.
Dude, I couldn't walk away. I know Steve. I know
crying behind you.
Steve understood. No, that's the thing. Like, dude, we live in the middle. We literally, we live in the middle of nowhere. So it was me and my kid in Walmart, and we were just playing Star Wars together. And oh man, dude, I couldn't walk away. And finally, my wife texted me. She's like, "Are you on your way home yet?" And I was like, yeah, sorry, traffic. I got it. But yeah, that game's gonna be fucking awesome. There's something else I want to bring up. The Games Awards. The nominees have been released. Now, I don't know if you guys have seen this or not, Brandon. I know you have.
I voted.
But and that's the thing. There's a bunch of reader choices, reviewer choices. Get out there and vote at thegamesawards.com. There's a list of nominees here, and I want to go over some of the big ones and see what you guys think and see. So we'll start with Game of the Year, and so the nominees for Game of the Year are Bloodborne, Fallout 4, Metal Gear Solid 5. Super Mario Maker, and The Witcher 3. What do you guys think?
That's the list that it deserves to be.
Yeah, it is. I don't know, man. I mean, Metal Gear Solid 5 has such a lust for awards. I might have to go with that.
I don't know. Fallout 4 is my game of the year.
It's between that or Bloodborne for me. What about the rest of you guys?
I like Fallout. I'd like to see The Witcher get some recognition, maybe not for Game of the Year, but they just put so much into their games. I think it's deserving. They deserve to have some extra recognition, although I don't see which one they could snatch.
Yeah, I didn't get into... Oh, they're going to get Developer of the Year. No, they're going to get Developer of the Year. CD Projekt Red.
Oh, CD, absolutely. Yeah, it'll be CD Projekt Red.
Definitely.
Dan,
a lock for that one.
Dan, who do you like for Game of the Year? Not necessarily like the games you've played, but what do you think is going to walk away with it?
It's a tough one, really, isn't it? They're all great games. I don't really have a preference out of all of them. I haven't played Fallout, so personally for me that wouldn't be my game of the year. But Metal Gear is good. Witcher 3 I only played a slight bit. Super Mario Maker, obviously great game. Bloodborne is I think the only new IP on that list.
Yeah, and I think it's. I mean, I love Bloodborne. I'd love to see it walk away, but I walk away with the award, but I think it's too niche.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's and I mean I'm glad it's on there because but it's either that or Fallout 4 for me for Game of the Year period.
Yeah, Bloodborne is my number 2. Yeah.
But I don't. But yeah, I mean let's all face it, it's going to be Fallout 4.
No, I don't know. I could see Metal Gear. I could see Metal Gear taking.
Oh, I'll be so pissed off. Gabe, what about you, man? I haven't asked you. Gabe, what do you like for Game of the Year?
I don't know, man. I'm a little bit torn between Bloodborne and. I mean, it's hard because this year, I believe all these games actually deserve to win, But
yeah,
I'm really torn between Bloodborne and the Metal Gear Solid. I'm sorry, I love that game.
I love it too. I don't care about the story.
I know it's kind of a controversial opinion, but yeah.
I'm calling it right now. The Super Mario Maker. It'll be Super Mario Maker.
Oh yeah, that's Super Mario.
There it is.
I'm going to that Super Mario Maker.
That's going to be Giant Bomb's Game of the Year. No question.
I guarantee it will. Oh yeah. No, they love it. Developer of the Year. I mean, you got Bethesda, CD Projekt, From
I think
Software.
it's going to be Kojima.
Really?
No, no,
I
no,
think
no, no,
No,
no,
yeah,
no, no,
no,
no, no.
that's bullshit.
No,
Nope,
Nah,
calling it,
no
calling
nah,
way.
nah.
bullshit.
After such a lust for revenge, that whole there's no
Yeah,
way.
such a lust for revenge. Fucking no, there's. I mean, just because of all the controversy around Kojima Productions this year, there's no fucking way.
Yeah, no, it's going to CD Projekt for sure.
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
CD Projekt they've got it locked down. They've absolutely got it locked down. Best independent game. I've only played 2 of these. Axiom Verge, Her Story, which I barely know what that is. Ori and the Blind Forest, Rocket League, or Undertale. It'll be Undertale.
It's
Period.
going to be Undertale, no question about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no. And I haven't even played Undertale, and I know it's going to be Undertale.
I played it for a couple hours.
Nobody cares about mobile. Best narrative. I don't know. I know. Yeah. Nobody cares. Sorry, Dan. I know,
Sorry,
Dan.
Dan.
But nobody cares about mobile. I'm sorry, Dan.
Dan just dropped out. I don't know what happened.
He did. Yeah. Dan, where are
I'm still
you?
here.
I'm just kidding.
I
I'm just
think
kidding.
just to talk about mobile for 1 second.
Sure,
To be
please.
honest, I haven't played a mobile
No, I'm
game
dropping.
in at least 3 years. But and I mean, like, honestly, I haven't. I think the last one I played was Puzzles and Dragons, like a couple of about a year back, maybe. But what I've heard and from what I've seen, there's some really great games coming from AAA developers. So, for example, Fallout Shelter's on that list. Lara Croft goes on that list as well. And I think those are really great companion games to go along with the the main series you see on console.
You
Well,
couldn't
and
go near Reddit without seeing something about Fallout Shelter.
No, yeah. What? And you know what? There's another game on the list I actually have played. I haven't played it on mobile, but I have it on Steam. It's called Downwell.
Oh
And,
yeah, I've heard great things about that one.
Downwell is one of the absolute most addictive, most compelling games I've played this year.
Yeah.
I absolutely. It's $2. You can't say no to that. Go out to Steam if you haven't tried it. Go get it on Steam for
It looks
$2.
so much fun.
It is. No, dude. It's got a serious NES vibe to it.
Yeah.
It's like Life Force or Abraxas, but you're going down a well.
Yeah.
And it's fucking awesome. That won't win. Fallout Shelter will win best mobile game.
Yeah, Fallout Shelter
guarantee it.
just based on
That's a lot. I would love to see Downwell win, but again, just like Bloodborne, it's too
nobody's
niche.
heard of it. Yeah, nobody's heard of
Yeah,
it.
nobody's heard of Downwell.
No.
But I mean, except us. But
Yeah.
it'll be
Yeah.
Fallout Shelter. Best narrative, and Brandon, I know you got strong feelings on this. Her Story, Life is Strange, Tales from the Borderlands, The Witcher 3, and Until Dawn. Glad to see Until Dawn
It's gotta
represented.
be in
Oh my, yeah, definitely. I can't believe Until Dawn made it on the list, but I'm super
Yeah.
happy.
And you know what?
Boy, did I think that story was gonna suck.
Yeah, no, it was great. Oh, it's fucking
It
great.
totally does not suck.
I've just finished my second playthrough last week.
Yeah.
Before, I wanted to get that done before Fallout came up, but it won't win. I don't think it'll win.
No.
It's gonna
It's
be
either-
Life is Strange.
It's gonna be Life is Strange or Witcher. Yeah.
Yeah,
Probably-
it'll be Life is
Probably
Strange.
Life is Strange. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we can all guarantee it. Best art direction, Batman, Bloodborne, Metal Gear Solid, Ori and the Blind Forest, and The Witcher. I'm going to Bloodborne.
I'm going with Bloodborne. All
Yeah,
that H.P.
Bloodborne.
Lovecraft stuff. Oh man,
Yeah, this.
so good. Oh, when you get to like the purple moon, and like
Yes, yeah,
There's
it's
a
so.
part like halfway through that game where like all the H.P. Lovecraft monsters start coming out.
Oh my God, yeah.
I was
What
just
a.
like, yeah, I was like, I was just fucking blown away by Bloodborne. Yeah.
I mean, the art direction for everything from the enemies you fight to shit like the One Reborn or what's another really creepy looking fucking boss in that game. It's what the art direction is second to none. I really hope it wins. I think it'll probably go to The Witcher, but I really want Bloodborne to win.
I would be okay with either one winning because holy shit, are there some amazing scenery in Witcher?
Yeah, but I mean, the whole gothic gaslight aesthetic in Bloodborne takes the cake for me. What do you guys think about best art direction?
Bloodborne.
Bloodborne? Yeah, Bloodborne. Dan, what about you, man?
Yeah, I probably agree.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, we can all agree on that. Best soundtrack. This will be Fallout 4, Halo 5, Metal Gear Solid 5, Ori, and The Witcher. I'm going with Halo.
What was the
Halo.
category again?
Best soundtrack.
Soundtrack.
Oh, soundtrack. Read off the category or the.
So you got Fallout, Halo, Metal Gear Solid, Ori, and The Witcher 3.
I'm going with Blinded Me with Science.
That doesn't count. It's
I
not
know.
original.
Metal
Yeah.
Gear.
Um,
I'm going with Halo.
you know what? I think I'm gonna go with Fallout 4 because
Really?
I have. Yeah,
Oh,
so
that music
I've been
puts me to sleep.
I've been rocking it just to the atmospheric music. I haven't been listening to the radio very much.
Yeah,
I love,
I
think
love the
it's-
atmospheric music.
yeah.
Yeah,
I think the soundtrack for Fallout 4 is actually really good.
I think
I
it'll
mean,
go to. You know, I'm
better than Witcher
surprised.
3. Better than Witcher 3, though. I don't think so. Actually, Witcher
I,
3 is better OST.
even though it's not coming out for a few more days, I'm surprised Star Wars isn't on there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's cheating.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but also that's why I'm surprised it's not on there because I'm like, okay, fucking John Williams. I mean, you can't, But I don't know. What about the rest of you? What do you guys think about best soundtrack?
Well, I mentioned Metal Gear.
Well, I know, but I'm looking at Gabe and Dan. Gabe, you've played Halo, like.
Yeah, man. This soundtrack is it's really, really good, man.
Okay.
I
Yeah, I
really
gotta go
love
with
it.
Halo.
But I think it's gonna be between Halo 5 and Metal Gear Solid because Metal Gear Solid also had.
I don't even remember Metal Gear's OST at all.
Neither do I. I just remember I did everything to Blinding with She Blinded Me with Science. I played the entire game listening to She Blinded Me with Science. It's the only song.
Yeah. I listened to Final Countdown the whole time.
You know what?
That must have been
Once I found that tape, yeah.
That song got stuck in. I would sing it in my car. I would sing it in the car with my wife right next to me, and she would get so pissed. I'm like, the final countdown. And
So
she's like, please shut the fuck up.
It's stuff like that. That's why I love Metal Gear. It's
know,
like
yeah.
I don't. Yeah, the story. I've never been a Metal Gear fan, so I can get over the story being shit.
Dan, what about you, buddy? Best soundtrack.
I don't know. I mean, none of them really. I mean, they're all great, but I don't know. There's probably better games out there, isn't there?
I don't know. Like I said, I think
I bet
It's
there's a
subjective.
game that was not nominated that has a better soundtrack. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure there is. I mean, I know. I've
You know
heard
what?
great.
I'm gonna say Crypt of the Necro Dancer, best soundtrack. It's a Danny Baranowski soundtrack.
I can't believe there's no Persona 4 Dancing All Night up there. I don't know what the fuck's happening.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously.
Exactly, yes, Persona 4 Dancing All Night is the best soundtrack of the
So is Battlefront not in any of these categories?
No, I don't see Battlefront. No, it is. It is. I'm sorry. It's best shooter.
Best shooter, which I voted Call of Duty.
So now we got the best performance. I get, dude. I just realized that Persona 4 Dancing All Night isn't on best soundtrack, and I'm mad now.
Oh man, the soundtrack is so good. Then they even added in like the Persona Q songs, like Maze of Life and stuff.
God, what a
so
tragedy.
good, so good. I
can't believe that's not on there. Best performance: Ashley Birch in Life is Strange, Camilla Liddington is in Rise of the Tomb Raider, the guy who plays Geralt in The Witcher, Mark Hamill is the Joker, and somebody from Her Story. I've never heard of this person. Viva Seifert.
I want to vote Camilla Luddington if she didn't talk at all, like if it's just her face. I would vote for Camilla Luddington's face.
You're such a misogynist bastard.
That was pretty misogynistic. Go with it. She's only famous for her face.
I can't believe. Oh wow. Well, I mean, it is.
I'm just kidding. I've seen.
I would like to point out that we at Super Deformed Gamescast do not condone Brandon's misogynistic statements on.
No, really,
Camilla.
she's really very pretty.
She's extremely good looking. She's
There's a fine line between those two things, right?
I can't. The best thing I ever saw was when they were. It was at the Game Awards, before the Game Awards, the one they did with Joel. What's his name? Joel McHale.
Joel McHale, yeah.
Him trying to hit on Camilla Luddington when she was there doing like a Tomb Raider promo was great.
Yeah, and I mean she's also way out of his league, so.
No way.
Yeah, she's.
I feel like Joel McHale is like a 10 out of 10 for the guy scale. I don't know. I'm a guy. I'm a straight man, so what do I know?
I don't know. Are you, Brandon?
I feel like Joel McHale is generally considered a pretty fucking attractive man.
Well, you know what? I'm generally considered a pretty attractive fucking man too. So.
I'm tweeting all of your comments.
Do you think you could go on one-on-one in a beauty contest with Joel McHale?
I might be able to. I've got a pretty sexy.
He's a handsome man, dude. I think the only guy who gives Joel McHale a run for his money is Troy Baker.
Troy Baker's a handsome man. I won't deny that.
All right. I'm gonna go with
Steve
the mustache here for The Witcher 3.
I can't believe that Geralt is up for best performance. And it's the same damn thing every time. I mean, I like him as a character, but it's like if you don't do it,
I don't like Geralt as a character. No.
I haven't seen these other three really. I didn't really pay attention to Mark Hamill as the Joker, Viva Seifert. I don't know these or Ashley Birch.
Okay, let's just go with Life is Strange because that's probably what it's going to be.
That's what I voted for.
Yeah, Games for Change. I have no fucking idea what that means.
What are the nominees though? I didn't even look at the.
Sibel. Kibel. I don't know what that. Her Story, Life is Strange, Sunset, and Undertale. It'll be Undertale.
Bride
Nah, I
Simulator.
think it's gonna be Life is Strange for that
You
one.
think so?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't even know what Games for Change means. I mean,
Social justice stuff.
social justice stuff. Okay, yeah, all right.
That's the
In that
easiest
case,
way to describe it.
Probably Her Story then.
Her Story. Yeah, yeah.
No,
I
think no. Life is Strange. I feel like Life is Strange is a lock on that one.
well,
We
I don't
shall
know.
see. When is this game?
We'll see. The Games Awards. What are these Games Awards? They're on December. I just wrote an article about this. December 3rd.
Oh, sweet.
December 3rd.
Day after my birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Brandon.
It's coming up.
So Star Wars makes it onto the best shooter list.
Best shooter list. Best shooter. So, and that's what we're coming to next. Call of Duty Black Ops 3, Destiny: The Taken King, Halo 5, Splatoon, and Battlefront.
I said Call of Duty.
Call of
That was
Duty,
a
Steve.
pretty obvious one for me.
I have to say Destiny, even though I want to say Battlefront.
Gabe.
Halo 5.
Okay.
All right. We all have different opinions.
I could see that. Dan, what about you, brother man?
I mean, Battlefront isn't out yet, so can I really say? Splatoon was a really good kind of surprise release, I think, this year. People weren't expecting it to be what it was, and
Yeah.
it really came out as its own kind of, I don't want to say genre, but, as its own game.
It almost is its own genre.
I'm not gonna lie. I would love to see Splatoon win.
I'm jealous I couldn't play
I'd be
that.
okay. I would be totally okay with Splatoon winning.
I would love to see Splatoon win. I'm gonna
I would
go ahead and
rather-
call
I
it.
would
New
rather
IP
see
as well.
Splatoon. I voted
Yeah, it
for
is a new
Call-
IP. That's the other thing. Go ahead, Brandon.
I voted for Call of Duty. So I'd still rather see Splatoon win, just because fuck. I don't want to see Call of Duty win awards. Like, it's Call
Yeah,
of Duty.
it's Call of Duty. Yeah, that's like when Grand Theft Auto 5 won Game of the Year. I was like,
Yeah,
fuck, are you-
basically.
over The Last of Us. I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
And those are
Um,
two of my favorite games of all time. But
Yeah. But I don't know. Dan makes really good points. Splatoon is a new IP, and nothing else on there is new. So my vote goes for Splatoon. I want Splatoon to win. But let's no bullshit. It's going to be Call of Duty. I mean,
it's going to be Call of Duty. Yeah.
let's call it what it is. Best action adventure game: Assassin's Creed Syndicate, which really gives you the tools to create your own fun. Batman: Arkham Knight, Metal Gear Solid 5, Ori and the Blind Forest, and Rise of the Tomb Raider. It'll be Metal Gear.
Yeah.
Metal Gear.
Far and away Metal Gear. Not even close.
Yeah, we don't even need to talk about that. Best role-playing game: Bloodborne, which I wouldn't really consider that a role-playing game, but okay.
Neither would I. Yeah. It's an action adventure game, actually.
It is, yeah. What the fuck's happening? So that's not a role-playing game in any sense. But okay, fine. Bloodborne, Fallout 4, Pillars of Eternity, The Witcher 3, and Undertale. It's going to be Undertale.
I like that Undertale got the nomination. I don't know.
I don't feel like Undertale is quite as popular as you think.
Yeah, I think Undertale would be good for best independent game,
Yeah.
but perhaps not the other category.
It's not going to be Fallout or Witcher.
Yeah, we'll see Fallout. No, you're right. You're right.
I feel like it's going to be Witcher for that category.
I'm going Fallout.
I'm going Witcher, even though I think I like Fallout more.
It'll either be Fallout or Witcher.
Yeah, and I think we can all agree on that. It'll be one of the two. Best fighting game: Guilty Gear, Xrd Sign. I can never fucking pronounce that.
That's
Mortal Kombat 10, because I refuse to call it X. Rise of the Incarnates and Rising Thunder, which I've never even heard of. It's Mortal Kombat.
It's gonna be Mortal Kombat, but I think it should be Guilty Gear.
I haven't played Guilty Gear. I've heard nothing.
I picked up Guilty Gear Xrd Sign on a Black Friday sale, or like just I don't know, a sale at the end of last year for cheap, and it is amazing. Like the animation, I mean, obviously like the fighting mechanics are there, but just like the stuff that they did with the animation is fucking out of this world.
And that's why it won't win. It'll go to Mortal Kombat.
Guilty Gear is a niche fighting series compared to fucking Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter.
Exactly. Yeah. I would love to see Guilty Gear win, but I mean, I think we can all agree it'll be Mortal Kombat.
I mean, Axis game, yeah. The Axis fighters are always more technically complex than fucking Mortal Kombat and stuff.
Best family game: Disney Infinity 3.0, Lego Dimensions, Skylanders Superchargers, Splatoon, and Super Mario Maker. This is a tough category.
Wait,
They're
read
all
it
good games
one time.
apart from Dimensions.
You're going with Dimensions. Yeah, I think
No, I
that's a
think I
pretty
said
good.
they're all great apart from Dimensions.
Oh yeah.
Read that list off one more time.
Sure. So Disney Infinity 3.0, Lego Dimensions, Skylanders Superchargers, Splatoon, and Super Mario Maker.
For what category though?
Best family game.
Oh, oh man, I'm gonna go with Mario Maker.
I would love to see Mario Maker win, but I think it's going to be Lego Dimensions.
I think it's going to
Yeah,
be
Lego
Infinity.
games are completely outside of my even knowledge base. I don't know
Yeah.
anything.
Steve does. Steve is like the Lego master.
Me and my son play a lot of Lego.
Yeah. And I'm.
It's. Have you ever looked at Traveler's Tales like Wikipedia page? It's hilarious. It's nothing but Lego games for like 10 years.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, that's all they do. And I mean, they got some good games. I mean, I loved Lego Marvel. I absolutely loved it. I haven't played Lego Dimensions. But I think it'll be Lego Dimensions. Dan, you sound like you agree.
They're all good games. I can't decide really
Okay.
on that category.
All right.
Yeah, that could go any way.
Yeah, I think that's a tough one to call. Best sports racing game. You got FIFA 16, Forza Motorsport 6, NBA 2K16, Pro Evolution Soccer, and Rocket League. I want Rocket League to win so fucking
I think
bad.
Rocket League is gonna win.
You think
Really?
so? That's a
No,
bold claim.
I don't see it happening.
I do. I totally see it.
That's crazy talk.
That's
No,
bold.
it's not. That game is.
So bold.
Against FIFA?
Dude, it's Rocket League's year, man.
I think it was a great year for them, but I would have to go with either 2K or FIFA. And while I think 2K will win, FIFA deserves it.
No,
Come on, those sports games come out every year. I feel like people are gonna.
And FIFA is the most refined from EA, in my opinion.
I'm with Brandon. Steve, I'm fucking raging against the system, and you go fuck yourself. It's going to be Rocket League.
All right, go with Psionics on this. That's a smart.
It's going to be Rocket League, baby. That's where it's at. Gabe, what about you?
Deserve it too.
Well, sports games, right?
Yep.
I don't know. I don't really play many sports games, so.
Sports or driving.
Gabe, just say Rocket League, and we can move on.
Rocket League. It's the only one to play, so Rocket League.
Wow.
Rocket League. And Dan, where
We'll
you
be doing a
at?
follow-up
Yeah,
episode.
Rocket League
Yeah,
was
we
the
will.
biggest surprise of the year for me.
Yes.
I knew nothing about it until about 2 days before it came out, and I played it for about a month after it came out. I still do every now and then. It's a great game, yeah. I'd like to see that win. If not that, then NBA 2K probably.
What a wonderful fucking game Rocket League is. And if you haven't downloaded the whole Mutator shit, go do it. It's
This
a lot
is
of
the
fun.
best sports category we're talking. I'm just gonna point that out one more time.
Yeah.
Sports
I'm just saying.
Okay.
And you know what, Steve?
I just want to be clear.
It's car soccer.
Yeah, it's soccer
It's
cars.
sports and racing.
Soccer car.
You know, Steve, you know what? You can go with the fucking establishment if you
Be on the
want.
list.
Steve is a corporate man. He's going to go with the establishment. We're going to go with what's new and hot. So we're all saying Rocket League.
I can hear the dew and Doritos from here.
It's not a sport. It should be disqualified immediately.
Not a sport.
Right now,
Soccer cars, dude.
Steve says it's going to be FIFA 16. Now, if you'll excuse me, I got to go crack open a delicious Code Red Mountain Dew. Steve, you're such a shill. You and your keep your monster sports drinks.
I thought I was gonna
All
get
right.
some support from Gabe. I mean,
No, Gabe knows which side of the bread his butter goes on. Okay. Best multiplayer. I love this category. Call of Duty, Destiny, Halo 5, Rocket League like a motherfucker, or Splatoon. I'm going with Rocket League. I don't even give a shit.
this
It's
is where
League.
Rocket League makes sense.
Nope, I'm going Call of Duty.
No, okay. All right, let me clarify. I want Rocket League to win, but Call of Duty will win.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I take that back. Because here's the thing: if Call of Duty wins best shooter, it's not going to win best multiplayer. I don't think it will.
Yeah, well,
Um,
it's the best shooter because it's the best multiplayer. That's why
No.
that's why I voted for it in both categories.
I'm going to go with
The
I'm going to go with Destiny. I'm
campaign
going with
is
Destiny.
garbage.
Destiny.
The
I'm going
campaign
with
is
Taken
garbage,
King.
but the multiplayer is amazing.
So I
I'm
went
going-
with best shooter for Destiny, and I'll go
Destiny.
best multiplayer on Call of Duty.
So for Call of Duty. I'm going with Destiny, the Taken King for multiplayer. Dan, what about you, buddy?
Probably Call of Duty, I think, this year.
Oh,
It's certainly improved. Splatoon is good, but the multiplayer isn't anything special. Rocket League, yeah, great, but I think that's probably better for the sports game. Halo 5, I haven't played it myself, but I haven't heard it's absolutely amazing. I think it would be between Destiny and Call of Duty.
Gabe, what about you, buddy? You're the last one.
Right, that's a tough one. Call of Duty, Halo, Rocket League. Oh, I guess Call of Duty.
God, you know what? I hope you all enjoy your monster freaking energy drinks, okay?
No, if
No.
we wanted Monster, we'd be voting for Need for Speed.
Need for Speed.
Have you seen the product placement in that? It's
I
pretty,
have.
It's
Well,
next level shit.
You guys are
I heard-
making it really hard to get a sponsor. I'm
Yeah,
just gonna mention
you really, yeah. Monster will never sponsor us now. Okay, so here's my favorite category: most anticipated game. So, Horizon Zero Dawn, No Man's Sky, Quantum Break, The Last Guardian, or Uncharted 4.
All of
So
them.
go ahead.
Oh no, all of them.
All of them, huh?
Yeah, oh yeah, this is a hard list.
For me, it's a tie between Horizon and Uncharted 4.
Yeah, I gotta go. Yeah, I'm there with you.
I didn't even vote because I didn't know which one to vote for.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
For me, it's either Horizon or Uncharted, and people will call me a PS4 fanboy pony, and I don't give a shit.
Aren't all the games on that list PS4 games?
except for Quantum Break?
Oh,
Yeah.
except for Quantum Break. Yeah. But I love Remedy though. So game's gonna be amazing.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
Remedy's. Yeah, oh, and it looks fucking gorgeous. Steve, what about you? What is your most anticipated game?
Uncharted. It's got
I thought you were
to
gonna say. I thought you were gonna say Shower with your dad.
be. I'm looking forward to the sequel.
Shower with your mom.
How come Frog Fractions isn't on that list?
Think about all the sequel potentials for that. Shower with your brother. Shower with your cousin.
Don't encourage them. Wow.
Stop talking, John.
No, for me, it's got. I'm gonna go with Uncharted 4. And I'm a big Uncharted guy. With Horizon a close second. Gabe, what about you?
That's what I think too. Horizon
Yeah.
close second. Yeah.
Man, I just want that Last Guardian, man.
Oh,
I'm all
Last
about the
Guardian
Last
for
Guardian.
Gabe. Yeah. Good choice. Dan, what about you, man?
Yeah, like I said, all of them. To be honest,
Yeah,
They're-
that's.
they're just great games.
They are. Esports Player of the Year. This is a weird category.
Yeah,
I
I
don't give a
don't
shit about this
follow
category.
Yeah.
Um,
There's some dumb categories in this one, especially we'll get to it.
So trending gamer.
That's the one.
This is
Yeah.
Weird one.
Why is this here?
They did it. They did it last year too. You know
They
who
did,
won?
and it's got yeah, it's PewDiePie, right?
No, Total Biscuit last
Total
year.
Biscuit. Oh, well, he's on there again.
Yeah.
Total
Of course he
Biscuit.
is. Like,
Yeah.
It's the same shit. Who cares? It's such a dumb category.
Yeah, Total Biscuit, Christopher Michaelis, Greg Miller, Markiplier, and PewDiePie.
Markiplier.
They're both
Markiplier.
YouTubers?
Markiplier and PewDiePie are like the same person. They do screaming. they scream at horror games or whatever. Yeah.
I'll tell you this much. I don't give a shit who wins. I don't know who's gonna win. If I pick anybody, I want Greg Miller to win, just because I like Greg Miller.
I figure since Total Biscuit won last year that Greg Miller will win this year.
I think he probably will.
I
But-
will intentionally not vote. Like, this is a category I don't want to see.
No,
You're
I
abstaining.
abhor this category. I think it's fucking retarded.
Well, the next category, I can already tell you who's gonna win. I don't even need to. So, best fan creation. GTA 5 targets, real GTA, Portal stories, Super Mario Maker e-reader levels, and the only one that fucking matters, Twitch plays Dark Souls, which is going to win.
Twitch plays Dark. They cheated though.
I don't even give a shit. Twitch plays Dark Souls is going to win, and that's why I'm not going to ask you guys what you think, because it doesn't matter what you think.
I don't know. I don't even know what half those are. I don't even know what any of them
Exactly.
are.
No, I have no idea. I have no idea except for Twitch plays Dark Souls.
What was the first one you mentioned?
GTA 5 targets. I don't
What
know
does
what
that
is.
mean? What
Yeah,
does that mean?
I don't. I'm actually going to look that up. I'm going to look that up right now.
What is real GTA?
Have you guys seen real GTA?
No, I don't even know what the hell that is, man. What is
It's really
that?
good, man. It's if you go on the link that's on there, it's basically a YouTube video. These guys have recreated the basically GTA gameplay but in the real world.
Oh, I did see that. That was amazing, actually. Yeah.
The way they've done it is really great. Just the camera work,
Yeah,
and
the
kind
camera
of
work
the way
is spot
they move on screen and have choreographed everything. It's really impressive.
Now that you mention it, I totally remember seeing that. It was pretty crazy.
Now that I looked for GTA 5 targets, and okay, it's a cinematic. Hold on, I'm going to pull this up on a YouTube video. What the shit is this? It's a mod of some kind. Auto design for headphones. Oh,
Well, this
just-
is do.
oh, it's just a movie. This looks
Yeah.
stupid. That looks awful.
That's like what the real GTA is. It's just a YouTube video.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Yeah.
Okay, no, fuck all this. It's Twitch plays Dark Souls. Period.
Yeah, sure. Because I don't even know what the other shit is. I'd probably just
And
vote for real GTA
and
because
if
I've
and
actually
if
seen
Twitch plays Dark Souls doesn't win, I'm quitting video games.
Bold statement.
I don't care. But those are the nominees for the 2015 Game
I
Awards.
feel like they should axe a couple of the dumb categories and put some more fucking important ones in there.
Well, like I can agree with you. I mean, some of these are unnecessary. Like esports game of the year, fuck off. Esports.
Yeah, really. Esports
I mean,
and the trending gamer.
Trending gamer of the year.
At least that's about a video game. Like esports game of the year. Okay, I could see that one.
I will say this.
I can't
will
believe
say
they
this.
brought Great Gamer back for another year.
Yeah, you say that now, but what if Super Deformed's Gamescast is on there next year? What about that?
Yeah.
I'll quit video games if that happens.
I'll quit my job if that happens. Esports Team of the Year, I don't give a shit about that.
Right.
It seems to me like the best multiplayer game. Like a lot of these, I don't know. Like so the best. There are games on here that don't make any sense. Like Bloodborne. I'm sorry, guys. Bloodborne's not a fucking role playing game.
Yeah,
I don't know
no,
what
it's
that's.
not.
I don't know what that's doing here.
It's an action adventure game that belonged in the previous category.
That's exactly what it is.
Games for change. I don't see why we have that.
Yeah, and you know what? You'll be called a chauvinistic guy who doesn't like social justice for that. But
I mean, I
understand.
I totally understand why it's there, but it
Sure.
feels like who cares who wins that one? It's going to be like
Yeah.
this.
It will be Life is
It's
Strange.
weird and patronizing for the people they're supposedly doing it for. So just
Yeah.
leave it off the list, in my opinion.
I can agree with that. I'm down with that. But yeah, no, there it is. So the Games Awards is live on December 3rd. I will be broadcasting a live podcast. I'll be live broadcasting it as I watch it, and hopefully you guys will join me, or at least some of you, whoever wants to, do a little Super Deforms Gamescast live blog of the event. Isn't PlayStation Experience like that very same weekend?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting weekend. I'm really looking forward to PSX this year. I think it's going to be cool.
What I've just realised is that the game of the year is not on this list anywhere.
What is it?
Oh
By
yeah.
that I mean Just Cause 3.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Just Cause 3 isn't anywhere on here actually.
Well, because it comes out in fucking December.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
Yeah, you got 2 days to play it, and it's going to win anyway.
Okay, so here's my question. First of all, I noticed there's no best visuals.
Yeah, that's what I was
I
gonna
think
say.
it's weird.
There's no best graphics category.
Where I think
That's-
Mad Max may have been able to take something in that regard.
No. I mean, that's a contender,
It
but
might
for
be a
me,
nominee.
Mad Max, I think actually should have been nominated for art direction.
I agree. I
Yeah.
agree. But for me, like, if there was the best visuals category, Until Dawn.
Yeah, that
Uh,
game was awesome.
I would
That-
go with the order, but yeah.
That's an easy choice. The Order's an easy choice there. But Until Dawn had some of the best facial
It
animations
is
I've ever
literally
seen.
the only category that the order would deserve to win an award for.
Yeah, that's it. It's weird that that's not
The
there.
only category.
Are there any omissions or any games you guys feel that should be on there that aren't?
Nah, they pretty
Just
much
copy.
covered it.
I mean, where's Darkest Dungeon?
Yeah, I could have seen that on the indie list.
For indies? Yeah,
Is it
Darkest
because
Dungeon
it's
is
not-
missing.
Because it doesn't come out of early access yet. Okay.
No, that's bullshit. I guess
It comes
that.
out early access next year, so it's.
I'm really disappointed that Rocket League is not up for Game of the Year. I was predicted it would. I was hoping it would be. It would have been a bold statement.
There's too many big stack AAA releases this
But
year.
you know what? It would have made a statement, man.
I know
And
it would have, but
would have,
I don't think it's a statement worth making because then you have to take like Metal Gear off the list or Witcher off the list or something
Man,
like that.
stop ruining my Rocket League guy.
None of you guys voted for it on the best multiplayer.
Nope.
Throw that out there.
It's
It's not a sport, also.
because it's not a sport, but here's the other thing: it won't win. It's not going to win best multiplayer. I mean,
No.
it just won't. I
Call of
wanted to. I desperately wanted to, but I'm with Brandon. It's going to be Call of Duty.
It
Um,
could be Destiny, but I really feel like it's gonna be Call of Duty.
What did Call of Duty win last year?
Probably.
Yeah.
Well,
Um,
it came out like I think. Wait, the Game Awards 2014. Let's look this shit up.
I actually wrote an article about this today on the website. And I thought the Games Award, I thought it was great last year. My only critique was that it was too long.
Okay, so here we go. I'm just gonna list off what won everything last year.
Yeah, go ahead.
So last year was best performance was Trey Parker and Matt Stone for South Park.
Hell
Best,
yeah.
Best soundtrack was Destiny. Best online was Destiny. Best mobile was Hearthstone. Best fighting game was Super Smash. Developer was Nintendo. Racing sports game was Mario Kart. Shooter was Far Cry. Games for Change was Valiant Hearts: The Great War.
Hell yeah.
Narrative was Valiant Hearts. Industry Icon was Roberta and Ken Williams, which is a pretty cool segment.
That is pretty cool. Yeah, that was cool.
I liked that a lot. Indie game was Shovel Knight, very much deservedly so. Game of the Year was Dragon Age, which is a fucking travesty.
Yeah,
Best Action Adventure was Middle Earth, Mordor.
Awesome.
Best role-playing game was Dragon Age, and Best Family Game was Mario Kart.
Let me ask you this. What were the nominees for Game of the Year last year?
Nominees for Game of the Year? It doesn't have it on this list.
Okay, because I can't fucking believe Dragon Age.
I'm clicking on it. Game of the Year last year nominees were Bayonetta 2, Dark Souls 2, Dragon Age, Hearthstone, and Shadow of Mordor.
That's Dragon Age. It deserved to win.
No.
Oh, you're crazy, son. Over Bayonetta 2?
Bayonetta. My pick would have been Bayonetta 2 or Shadows of Mordor.
Oh, man, Bayonetta 2. Oh, that game is so good.
Loved Shadows of Mordor.
I did not, but Bayonetta 2 more than made up for how much disappointed I was in Mordor.
I can't believe. I'm surprised that Bayonetta 2 was never ported to Xbox One or PS4.
What, you're joking, right?
No, I can't.
No, it's because Nintendo fully paid for the development.
Did they really? I didn't know that.
Yes, they really did. The game never would have been made without Nintendo paying for it all.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Sega didn't pay for shit. Because the first Bayonetta didn't sell well enough to get a sequel.
No, it really didn't sell well at all.
It sold over 1 million. It was Platinum's best-selling game at the time, but it's not. It wasn't up to Sega's projections.
I'll tell you a game that, I mean, it's no Game of the Year material or anything, but man, speaking of Platinum games, if you guys haven't played Transformers Devastation, that game is fun.
It is something.
That game is a lot of fucking fun. What else we got? What else happened this week? Anything else interesting happened this week?
I think we're ready to wrap.
You want to play Fallout so
No, actually,
bad
I got a pizza sitting right here in front of me, and I don't think play Fallout. But yeah, I got my night planned out.
All right, well, that's actually what I'm going to do as soon as we get off here. All right, guys. Well, if nobody has anything else, Dan, I want to thank you again for joining us for your monthly rundown of the sales. Really appreciate that, buddy.
Thanks for having me.
And
really interesting stuff.
It is actually. No, I'm glad you're on here to talk about that because none of us have any idea what we're talking about. Well, if nobody has anything else, this has been episode 11 of the Super Deformed Gamescast. Sorry for Brian not being here. He had to go pick up his wife at the airport, which is his universal excuse for fucking everything. And I'm not even convinced he has a wife. I've never met her.
Yeah.
I've never met her.
That's for another episode.
Blow up real doll.
Yeah, I've never met. Yeah, until I meet her, she doesn't exist.
You just bought like one of those $3,500 real dolls.
He gets a new one mailed in from the airport every week.
Oh shit.
That was good. And on that note, this has been episode 11. Jesus Christ. We'll see you guys next week. Shit.